I'm pretty sure at some point in your life, you've heard the phrases, you complete me, or this is my better half, or this is my other half. Whether it was from somebody in your life, or if it came directly from your own mouth. From personal experience, I've used that phrase, you complete me, many times in a relationship, both verbally, saying it to my partner, and mentally. I would think about this person as if they completed me. And that's the issue. That's what I want to talk about. Because we may say these phrases, you complete me, or this is my better half, when you introduce your partner jokingly. We may say it in jest, but there's underlying issues. There's a subtext. And that's what I want to talk about today. Because that subtext is this concept, this issue of codependency. When you look at this word codependency or codependent, a lot of times it's looked at as something negative. But it's okay to depend on somebody else. It's okay to depend on a family member. It's okay to depend on a friend, a coworker, or somebody that you're in a relationship with. It can become harmful to yourself and your self-growth and your self-evolution when you depend on somebody so much that you lose yourself, or you depend on somebody so much that they make you feel whole. They make you feel complete. And that's what I was saying with those phrases. You complete me. If you say that to somebody you're in a relationship with, that means that you don't feel whole by yourself. So you need this other person in your life to make you feel complete, to make you feel whole. And at the same time, this phrase, this is my better half, or this is my other half, what you're really saying is that this person is one half, I'm the other half, and when we're together, we're whole. So you might be saying this jokingly, you might be saying this in jest, but the underlying issue is this issue of codependency. You might not feel whole unless you're with this person. And therein lies the issue. Therein lies the problem. Because we shouldn't rely, we shouldn't depend on somebody else to make ourselves feel whole, to make ourselves feel complete. Because what if one day you and this person break up? You guys are no longer together. Then what? Then what happens? If this person leaves and exits the equation, are you half a person? No, you're still a whole person, but you don't feel complete because you were using this person to make yourself feel whole, to make yourself feel complete. So if they're no longer in the picture, you feel broken. You feel less than a whole person. You don't feel complete. And that is something that we do not want to happen. So we can't get into this cycle, this codependency cycle with somebody that we're in a relationship with. Because if it does end, then where are you left? You're left feeling incomplete. And you do not want that feeling ever in your life. So you might ask, does this mean that I need to be 100% independent at all times? And my answer is no. Being independent is a very good quality. It's something that all of us should embody. We should be able to do most to everything on our own. But that doesn't mean we can't ask for help. That doesn't mean we can't rely on another human being. And that doesn't mean that we can't depend on somebody that we're in a relationship with. But we have to enter this relationship either a whole person or working towards being a whole person, being a complete person, feeling that we don't need somebody else in our life to make us feel whole, but that we want somebody in our life, another whole person, another complete person that could enter your life, walk with you as a team through this journey called life. The moment we start to search and look for another human being to be with us just to make us feel complete, just to fill some of these spaces or voids in our life, is where the problem occurs. Because then you'll stop working, then you'll stop using your time and effort to grow. Because you think that this person in your life makes you complete. So if you feel that way, then why actually put the time and the energy into actually evolving and to actually work on yourself and grow? Because you're complete. And that's where the issue is. That's where we go wrong many times. That's where I went wrong many times in my life. I went looking for love in all the wrong places, for lack of a better word. I know it's a song title, but that's the thing. I went looking for love just to have this person complete me. I went looking for a person that might have had certain qualities that I didn't possess, but I thought that I could possess them through osmosis. And just like recovery, you can't become a complete person through osmosis. You need to put in the work yourself. So if you're in search for somebody just to make yourself feel whole, then there always is going to be a breakdown in the relationship at some point. And at some point, this person is going to leave, and then you're left stuck on incomplete. You're left stuck not feeling like a complete person. But that's because you never finished working on yourself. You took a shortcut. You took the easy way out. You figured, I'll go out with this person, we'll be in a relationship, and then the qualities that I don't have, that they have, I could make my own, and all is well. Job done. That's not how it works. I learned the hard way plenty of times. And a few times after I went through a breakup, I felt like a piece of me was gone. But that piece was actually never there, because I never worked on myself enough to feel complete. That piece that left me was the person, because I thought what they had is what I had. But that was just the trick. That was my imagination. That was me rationalizing and justifying this person in my life. So you need to approach a relationship differently. So if you don't feel like you're complete, if you feel like you need to work on things, then work on them. So you can become a complete person. So you can become independent and not have to rely on somebody else to make you feel good. So you don't have to rely on somebody else to make you feel whole. And if you're working towards that, then you understand that the person that you're looking for in a relationship doesn't need to fill any spaces, doesn't need to fill any voids, because you will attract, hopefully, a person that is also working towards being complete and being whole. And when you two come together, it's not about a half and a half making a whole. It's about two whole human beings coming together as a team, walking side by side through this thing called life. And that's a beautiful thing, because even if you guys are two whole people, you still might break up. That's just life. Relationships sometimes just don't work out. But the difference is, if you are two whole human beings, then if one person leaves, you or me or that person is still whole, because you weren't harboring qualities from this other person within you to make yourself feel whole. So the breakup might be bad, it might be tough, but you won't be left stuck feeling incomplete, feeling less than whole. You'll know that you're still a whole person. And that right there is a victory in itself, because you can dust yourself off and then move forward instead of wallowing, feeling empty, feeling that void, because that void is all the qualities that you thought you had, all the things that you thought you felt, but were really just coming from this other person in your life. In my opinion, the best way to stop something like this from happening, to stop yourself from falling into the trap of codependency, which can lead to you feeling empty and void and incomplete, is to just put in the work. It sounds simple, but it's not, because a lot of us do not want to look inside. We do not want to self-reflect. We do not want to dig deep into our darkest corners and fix ourselves and work through those issues. And that's what it takes. It takes time, it takes energy, it takes effort, it takes dedication. It takes constantly, on a daily basis, looking at your life, reflecting, understanding what you want, what you're passionate about, what your ethics are, what your morals are, and what your truth is, and who you are. Because if you don't stand in your truth, then you're bound to let somebody walk all over you. So you have to stand in your truth. Stand in your truth. Who you are. Be true to yourself. Once you come to terms with who you are, the person you want to be, then you can go out and find somebody if you want to be in a relationship. And if you have non-negotiables, things that you will not budge on, then that's fine too. Because a lot of us have these non-negotiables. There's things that we are so passionate about, that we have such strong convictions about, that if you meet somebody and those things don't mesh with the other person, then you know that that person wasn't right for you. Now, this doesn't mean that you can't compromise. I think we should all compromise. A healthy relationship is about compromising. But if you compromise on things that you're so passionate about, on things that you thought were non-negotiables, then that can cause issues down the line. Because eventually you might look back and say, why was I like that? Why did I do that? And you're with this person, but you bent so much just because you wanted to be with this person, just because maybe there were other qualities about them that you were drawn to and that you thought would help you become a better person, that you thought would help you become whole. So in actuality, you become blinded by these certain qualities that this person possesses, that you really want to embody yourself, that you pretty much want to take from them, that you allow things that are so dear to you to become compromised. You let your non-negotiables become negotiable. And that cannot happen. And it won't happen if you stand in your truth. But to stand in your truth, you have to know who you are. And to know who you are, you have to put in the work. And to put in the work, you have to be dedicated. You have to be diligent. You have to be motivated. It doesn't just happen by willing it to happen. There are no shortcuts. Getting somebody in your life that possesses qualities that you want, just so you feel like you have those qualities in you, is the shortcut. And shortcuts never work. When you put in the work, that works. Because if shortcuts worked, everybody would be doing it. So you have to take the time. You have to put in the effort. You have to focus your energy wholeheartedly on becoming the person that you want to become. Because once you are true to yourself, once you understand who you are, then you can firmly plant your feet in your truth. Firmly plant your feet in your truth about who you are, what you want, what you're passionate about, and your non-negotiables. So if someone comes along in your life, there might be some flirtation going back and forth. There might be a crush involved. But if this person doesn't understand your truth, if they don't truly understand your non-negotiables and who you are as a person, then it just might not work out. This person might not be the right person for you, or it just might be bad timing. Whatever it is, you don't want to sacrifice. You don't want to make your non-negotiables negotiable. Because if you do, then down the line, you'll end up resenting this person. You'll end up resenting yourself. You'll end up giving up things that are so valuable to you, these qualities and these perspectives and point of views, that you won't feel whole. So what you'll do is you'll grasp at this other person that you might be in a relationship with, their qualities to make yourself feel whole. But they're not real. They're coming from the outside, when this whole time it's an inside job. So do not negotiate things that are so dear to you, that you hold close to your heart, because it will only lead to misery. It will only lead to not feeling complete. And once you feel incomplete, then you will do whatever it takes to feel complete, to fill that space, to fill that void. The antidote to that, the remedy, the medicine to not feeling incomplete, is to put in the work to become complete. Is to put in the time and the energy to become whole. And eventually you can become comfortable with who you are. You can understand who you are. what you want in this life, what you're looking for in this life. And then stand firmly in your truth, no matter what. No matter the situation, no matter the people that are in your life or who come into your life. And then, if you're ready for a relationship, you will attract somebody who is also a whole person. You will not attract somebody who is looking for somebody else to complete them. And if that person enters your life for some reason or another, you will be able to see this. And you will know that this person is not right for you, and that's okay. But you'll not waste your time on putting your energy towards this person. They need to figure out their life still. You, on the other hand, are a whole human being. You're complete. You feel like a complete human being. And a person will enter your life eventually that is also complete. That is also there just to have another person in their life who is complete to experience life with them. And that's a beautiful thing. That's an extremely beautiful thing. No person is looking towards the other person to fill any void, to fill any spaces. It's just two complete human beings enjoying each other. It's such a beautiful thing. And when you find it, you'll know it. You'll feel it. You'll understand that this is the real deal. But like I said before, it might feel like the real deal, but it could end. It happens. But the important thing is that if there is a breakup, if there is a parting of ways between two people who are whole, then when each person leaves, they are still complete. They are still a whole human being because they entered the relationship complete. They did not enter the relationship incomplete. And that's very important because we do not want to leave ourselves feeling incomplete after a relationship. So a way to stop that is to enter a relationship already feeling like a whole, complete human being. But that takes work, and that takes energy, and that takes time. So put in that time and energy and focus and dedication and motivation. Put in those things into your life because at the end of the day, it will only help you when you enter a relationship. And it will help you even more if that relationship ends and you're left by yourself. But you're by yourself as a whole, complete human being, not as a person who feels incomplete, who feels that they're full of void and spaces. No. What you want is to feel complete. So put in the work. You owe it to yourself. You don't want to be grasping, looking, searching for anything, anybody on the outside to make you feel complete. It's an inside job. It takes you, the individual, to put in the work to make yourself complete. And then when you do, you'll know what you want and you'll know what you don't want. And you'll know for sure what's non-negotiable. So if you're watching this or listening to this and you're currently in a relationship and you feel that you might be using this other person to complete you, I don't want you to up and leave this person or break up with this person. Rather, take a look. See at these voids and these spaces that you have within you and what you might be looking for in this other person to fill them. Because it's an internal job, it's not an external job. You shouldn't be using this other person to make you feel whole. You need to dig deep inside of you and understand why you have some of these voids, why you have some of these spaces that you need to fill with another person. And work at it. Because if you work at it, then you can become a better version of yourself. You can become a better person. And in turn, you can have a much better relationship with your partner. It will benefit you, and at the same time, it'll benefit the relationship. But you need to be honest with the person that you're with. Tell them that you might have some of these issues. And if this person doesn't like that, or doesn't agree with it, or what have you, and they want to break up, then this person wasn't right for you. But you need to be honest with yourself and then honest with the person that you're with. That's if you're in a relationship. If you're not, then you can use this time starting right now to work on yourself if you don't feel complete. To work on yourself so you can enter a relationship eventually feeling like a whole, complete person, not part of a person, not searching for things that can make you feel complete. But the time is now regardless. Do not waste any more time, because each day that passes is a wasted day if you don't work on yourself, if you don't devote time and energy to making yourself a better person, to make yourself a complete person. You owe it to yourself. And if you're in a relationship, you also owe it to the other person. First yourself and then the other person. I want you to take a real, unfiltered, deep look into yourself. I really want you to look and see if you feel like you're not complete. And that's okay if you're not, but you need to be true to yourself, even if being true is a little painful. Because once you're painfully honest with yourself, then you can start to work on yourself. Don't lie to yourself, don't deceive yourself, because then you're just gonna patch over these problem areas. And that's gonna eventually cause more damage. So if you know deep down that you need to work on yourself, then work on yourself. Devote that time to making yourself a better person. Reflect on your possible faults and your character defects and your flaws. It's okay, we all have them. But you will be better off if you are aware of them and that you address them, because so many people fail to address them. They push them to the side, and that does not work. From personal experience, I did that for many years, and it did not work. Not until I faced myself head on, my problems and my issues head on, was I able to grow. Was I able to remove those voids, remove those spaces from my life, and start to complete myself, start to make myself feel whole. Just be honest with yourself. Just be completely truthful with yourself. It might hurt at first. It might be painful at first. But I promise you, there is light at the end of that tunnel. There is sunshine through all of those storms. I've been there. I've made it through the storms. I've seen the light. I've seen the sunshine. That doesn't mean that there aren't more storms ahead, but I know that I'll make it through. And that I know that I'll become a better person for it. And that's where the growth happens. And that's where the evolution happens. Have an amazing day, everybody. Have a blessed day. Always be grateful. Always remember to be grateful for this moment. For this moment right now is all we truly have. So no matter what happens, be grateful for it. Be thankful for it. And always smile. Always remember to smile. I'll talk to everybody soon. Peace.